it was basically the worst kept secret at Universal that the replacement coaster for Rip Ride Rocket was going to be Fast and Furious, even though many people, at least in my comments, I've not been happy about this. But I do think, as I was saying, I did a video yesterday before this announcement of like, this is going to be Fast and Furious, and this is why it's a good thing. Because not only is this coaster Fast and the Furious, although the name of it, which we'll get into, is Hollywood Drift, which is kind of confusing, which that's an interesting topic to delve into. But because of this coaster coming in, Supercharged is closing permanently in 2027, which I think is going to be yes, that's a cause for celebration on its own. Go ahead.
Oh, it is. It's funny. A few months ago, Mr. Webb, a good friend, Mr. Webb, went on that Supercharged for the first time, and he was sitting next to me, and he was cracking up because Vin Diesel is so much bigger than he really should be compared to the helicopter.
100%.
It's like so out of proportion.
I'm also convinced that it's in his contract. If you understand the Fast and Furious contracts, they now have it in their contracts where like most of them can't lose fights now. So they keep bringing in new people so they can lose fights. Because you got like The Rock and Vin Diesel, all these ones. I'm convinced in that part where he stands up in the scene, like on top of the truck, that he was filming. He was like, no, Vin's always taller. Like, I guarantee you, he was like, nobody towers over Vin. And you're like, okay, Vin, get on the truck. Like,
yeah, I know, 100%.
So it is going to be Hollywood, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. It's also going to have a drifting aspect to this one, just like the one out in Hollywood, but it's going to be a different coaster track because the layout is going to be different. We do know it's Intamin. They didn't have any other details other than there's going to be a 170-foot vertical spike that's going to be over the City Walk area, which I do believe makes it the tallest coaster at Universal Orlando. What do you guys think about this announcement? Were you surprised, or what do you think about the Hollywood Drift naming here going into the New York section?
I did a live show on Theme Park Wizards channel last night with Wizard and Vash Sky, and we were talking about this, right? And it was like, because it was heavily implied with the Universal social media, right?
With the teaser basically told you it was Fast and Furious without even telling you.
Exactly. So okay, here's the thing: there's good and there's not so good with this announcement, in my opinion. I love the fact that this attraction is coming to Florida, because I think it looks super sick out here in Hollywood. You guys are gonna love it. Okay. I also think it's cool. It's a clone, but it's not a clone. Like, people are saying on social media, oh, it's a clone. It's kind of not a clone because ours is built on that hill, and you guys obviously don't have that hill. It's gonna be a whole different track layout, and basically it'll just be the ride vehicles and the drifting that's the same. So I don't even really consider it a clone. My only real big issue, though, is calling it Hollywood Drift and it's in the New York area. My OCD, that triggers me like crazy. I call it something else. Call it, Fast and Furious Streets of New York or something else. The name, that irks me. But
this pretty much falls in line with what I expected. I was really hoping for Ghostbusters. However, I think the likelihood of Ghostbusters happening in a roller coaster format is pretty unlikely. Additionally, it's not the best ride system for a movie franchise that is focused on busting ghosts. I think that's going to be more appropriate for that new indoor Intamin attraction, for example, that has like 16 layers and is more complicated than Rise of the Resistance. I'd rather see Ghostbusters in that style of a format of ride versus a roller coaster. Although I think, a spin Ecto One would probably be cool, but it'd be very limited. And again, it's Ghostbusters special effects, right? But I do have some comments about putting Hollywood Drift in the New York area, and you actually mentioned it in your video today, and this was actually one of our discussions. And there really is two ways they can go with this, and I think you laid it out pretty plainly. But in my closing first thoughts, I think there's two routes they can go. Mm-hmm. One of them is they keep New York, and they just put a Hollywood Drift ride in it, the same way they did with Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. And that's the simplest solution. The other one is a much bigger endeavor, which I think might be the case. I there's no evidence otherwise, but they might be alluding to something bigger and more grandiose.
Yeah, I would classify it currently under conspiracy theory-ish, because there's no evidence of it. Mm-hmm. It's just like you read into it a little bit and you're like, well, we'll see. But
this whole thing too about like in New York, but it's a Hollywood coaster, is totally like, only the nerds are going to care about that, by the way. Like the normies aren't going to get this in the weeds with it. So, and I totally am aware of that, but The theme park nerds are going to debate it. We've seen it on social media, but the normies, they don't care.
I do agree. It's like sight lines.
Yeah.
The people that are in the theme park scared. Normies really don't care that much about sight lines. It's just kind of a nerd thing. But
I see the frustration though with the whole Hollywood name of it. I mean, I've been on OG's channel enough to know where a lot of the people who keep track of certain rides aren't supposed to be in certain lands, and I know that that is a huge thing when it comes to people who go to the parks quite often. So the name doesn't really make sense. What other rides are in that land or in the area that makes it a New York style ride or like a New York area?
it's in the so that section of the park is New York. Then you have Jimmy Fallon race through New York. I think is what it's called technically. Right next
Mm,
to it, where this entrance is going to be, which is weird because like I argued, I'm like, okay, you replace one Hollywood ride with another one, but the Rip Ride Rocket entrance is way further down toward the entrance than this one's going to be. So the entrance to this is right in the middle of New York. So the whole
gotcha,
thing here,
okay.
and what I had talked about and Slimer's alluding to is they could just put it here and call it a day. And I don't think anybody would care outside the theme park people. Or they could look at maybe taking that side of the street and doing something like extending Hollywood Boulevard, perhaps. I see Brian. He works at Universal. He says that Jimmy Fallon isn't going anywhere. I mean, maybe for the time being. But I listen. I don't like the Jimmy Fallon ride, but who knows what else they do with it. But you can see here, this is what Amusement Insider was guessing at the track. And it looks very similar in terms of the drifting aspect of Hollywood, but it is different. That spike here. Now, this is going to be over City Walk. So you'll be looking out over like Hard Rock Cafe and everything right there. And so, if you're on City Walk, you're going to have quite a little nice view of this little spike they've got there.
The other thing too is it's weird timing for this announcement because like Hollywood is getting theirs like in just a couple months. And I feel like here's the thing. I don't mind them getting it in Florida, but I do feel like they should have waited a little bit because now you're kind of kneecapping the Hollywood Park because anyone east of the Mississippi now, they're going to hear, oh, it's coming to Florida. We'll just wait for Florida. Where Hollywood could have had those tourism dollars if it was like at least exclusive for like a little bit. And I know Universal does want to have this park in Hollywood a little bit more of a tourist thing. They're building that new hotel and all that. I just feel by announcing it right before the Hollywood one opening is you cut into the tourist potential because now everyone over there is just gonna wait.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you're not wrong with that. I wonder if we've talked about before with Hollywood, they're going to do a lot. They're going to add a hotel. That they seem to be. They're going to revamp Hollywood to get more stuff out there. I'm wondering if maybe they just figure Hollywood's not there yet for a demand relief, like people on the East Coast going all the way over there, and maybe why they did it, or the fact that we talked about before that Universal's looking to make as much money as they can from the theme parks, given where Comcast is. So maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, well, we need to premiere this coaster as quick as we can because we need more things in these parks to do with Epic Universe Online and stuff. But you're not wrong. I would be very curious to know like how many people are planning on trips out there specifically to check out, the Hollywood Drift out on the West Coast. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's not a clone, but they're very similar. I imagine they're going to have the same storyline, which is like a stunt, the behind more of like an homage to the stunt people, which I know people aren't happy about Fast and Furious, but if you look at it if you're going to use Fast and Furious, which they are, it makes less of an impact on a high speed coaster than it does on a dark ride and things like that. So I think it's a pretty good compromise if you're like, and I imagine maybe corporate was like, we need to use Fast and Furious because we own it. You don't have to pay third party licensing deals. And you're like, where are we going to do this? Just put it on a roller coaster, call it Hollywood Drift, and have a new coaster because I mean, it will be a good coaster.
Oh
I
hell
have
yeah.
no doubt. I mean, it's going to be. You're going to have the two. You've got Islands of Adventure. You got Stardust Racers at Epic, and then you're going to have this one in Studios Florida. So every park is going to have its own really big time high speed coaster.
Well, and I'm actually really glad there was some rumors of it being possibly Back to the Future. I think Back to the Future should be more of like an everybody family kind of experience. Not
Yeah.
not completely tame. You need thrills when it comes to Back to the Future to some degree, but thrilling like an Indiana Jones adventure or thrilling like a Transformers. This is crazy thrilling, this ride.
Oh
So
yeah.
I wouldn't want this ride system with Back to the Future. I think that franchise should be a little more family friendly. So I agree. I think Fast and Furious is a great IP for what they're doing. It's theirs. It's very much a universal thing. So
Yeah.
on that front, I'm happy with it for sure.
I just want to point out maybe some let's call it like theming title difficulties when it comes to naming this ride because and I understand the grievance of calling this ride Hollywood. This is the same grievance that people had with calling Rip Ride Rockit Hollywood right in the New York area. The problem with putting a roller coaster where they put it is that it weaves through sound stages. Sound stages look very much like the ones you would see at a Hollywood production studio. And so
Yep.
if you call something like, let's say, New York this and New York that, but then it weaves through sound stages, then the title of the ride conflicts with the actual scenery. And so you're riding a New York themed ride supposedly, but that's going through it doesn't make any sense logically. And
Yeah.
so
Good point.
there's a conflict there. And so I think that's why they're going with the name Hollywood again, just to avoid the confliction between the name of the ride and then what you're actually seeing when you're on the ride. I think that'd be very confusing to guess, and it would set the wrong expectation. Um, but Brian was saying that Jimmy Fallon's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I'm not saying that Jimmy Fallon's going anywhere anytime soon. However, if we look on a long enough time scale, 5 to 10 years down the road, the New York area is not really worth keeping around. Keeping the New York land is like keeping Lost Continent because of mythos. The ends don't justify the means. And if the argument is that Jimmy Fallon is or New York area is worth keeping around because of Jimmy Fallon's race to New York, I'm sorry, I got a bridge to sell you. It's just it's not worth it. And
Yeah.
so if we're thinking about Universal Creative doing something special with Universal, and again, I'm saying this as an outsider, I have no inside information. There are other people out there, they can give you more accurate inside info. This is just Monday morning quarterbacking. But if they want to really transform this park, I don't see anything wrong with changing the logical structure of the park. Maybe putting New York somewhere else, maybe over by Men in Black, maybe expanding, like you stated, Jared, maybe expanding Hollywood into because the Hollywood Boulevard is not very far.
Right.
They can easily make this an extension of that and make the entire right side or west side of the park kind of like a Universal production studio experience because you already have several stunts. I mean, this is going to be a ride that's themed based off of the stunt drivers who do the driving for the Fast and the Furious, and then on Hollywood Boulevard you have Jason Bourne's Stuntacular.
Yeah.
So throw in a couple more stunt rides, and what do you have? You have Universal Studios proper, right? The movies, with a couple stunt themed attractions. And I think if it means changing the logical structure of the theme park into either one where it's like split in half, where it's like stunt Hollywood stuff, and then maybe more of the fantastical stuff on the east side of the park, I think it'd be worth getting rid of New York.
And I do like how this is an homage, kind of a throwback to what the park originally was, like
Yeah.
writing the
Mhm.
movies type of thing. I think that's a good move. And it is interesting. There have been rumors and I suppose theories out there that you have an issue in studios you don't have in other parks, which is all those sound stages. And I think that's one reason why Universal did a lot of those, motion simulator rides because you're limited on space. And there has been people that have theorized potential maps where you could change. I mean, you would take out a lot of the New York section to make room to make actual lands, kind of like Diagon Alley, that you could do in the studio side, but it would require you to change up a lot of that front of the park. Now, I don't know if they're going to plan on doing that, but I think that is a challenge they have because I think audiences are kind of, I'm not going to say they're done with it. Depends on how you would do it. But I think just a simple motion simulator attraction would not get a lot of hype nowadays.
Mm.
And I think if they went really aggressive, you could see them really change up that New York area to make room. Like if you look at where the Blues Brothers are and things like that, that area over there is not really utilized completely. I mean, you have Finnegan's there, but Finnegan's, interestingly enough, is down almost, I think it's down all of 2026 for refurb, which also puts a little wrinkle into what we were talking about of like, well, I wonder if they're going to do something different because they're planning on doing something in New York or down the line. And it may not be immediate. This may be 5, 10 years down the road, but I do agree about Jimmy Fallon, though. I mean, that ride has not, in my opinion, I think it's actually worse than Supercharged. And I don't
Wow.
think it's aged well. And I think in look where late night television is, in 5 or 10 years, it's going to be even worse. Like it's not going to be a draw. And they want rides in this park that are going to have demand. So
Mhm.
I do think at some point, like you were saying, a long enough timeline, I do think Jimmy Fallon ends up on the chopping block at some point.
Well, let me ask you guys this
Mhm.
because I've actually never been to the Florida Universal. Do you think this would work where you kind of have not a New York theme, but more of like a metropolitan metro set kind of theme, where it's an amalgamation of like a few cities?
You
Would
I
that
could.
think
work for
so.
this area? I mean,
I
that would
think
be kind of
so.
interesting.
I think the problem with having I think the problem with the original idea is that now with what Universal Creatives is doing with attractions and them expanding their intellectual property outside of Universal Studios to Nintendo and How to Train Your Dragon, the problem with limiting yourself to specific cities in the United States is that you're creating creative walls that the creatives have to now work within, and you're limiting the capabilities of what they can actually do. So by either becoming fantastical, like you said, like changing New York to metropolis theme, but not really giving it a name, maybe just giving it a feel and a vibe that's represented on a map and something that is easily discernible from other lands. When guests are in the parks, they say, "Oh, well, let's go to the metropolis areas," something like that.
Right.
I think that's the right way to think about it. If I were Universal Creative, I would feel, I don't know about you guys. I'd really love to hear, but I'd feel limited by just having to work within the confines of cities that have been there for, I mean, since the park opened, but aren't really treated with the same level of, I maybe reference isn't the right word, but like the commitment to the original theme just isn't there. So why commit to this thing that nobody's committing to?
Well,
Yeah.
and the interesting thing too is we're kind of dealing with that pretty, I mean, a lot out here in California with California Adventure, where you theme it to a whole state, but now you have to really expand what that means,
That's
you
true.
know? And
That's true.
so you're right. I mean, when you limit to a city or a state, it really like boxes that creativity in, and that's why we're getting Pandora. They're like, yeah, screw
Well,
it.
and that's the point. At some point, and even like Pandora or with this coaster, it's like at some point maybe the creatives go, "Well, screw it. Like we're just going to put it
Yeah.
in here." And like that's the thing too. I could see where there may be, and I don't think this would be like within a couple of years, but there can be a long term plan of like we're going to change this whole area eventually. But in the short term, you need more rides and attractions to get more attention, and then you tackle that part later potentially. I think this will go over well. I think for the like again the normie crowd, if it's a good coaster, the IP is not going to matter. If it's thrilling, it's another thrill ride to put in a park that needs some new things in here, if we're being quite honest. So I think it's a welcome addition to the park.
I mean, I know it's gonna be a different layout in a different situation out there in Florida, but I will say this: I'm not really a coaster guy at all. I'm a meet me at the gift shop when you're done kind of guy. so, so, but I will say this: I mean, the videos and the pictures do not do Hollywood Drift justice. It looks insanely cool in person. The track and all that looks so cool. So
Yeah, whether your guys is going over part of the escalators out there, like that's kind of wild. Like the
yeah,
way that's built on that side of a hill is kind of like an engineering marvel in many ways how they've done that one. So it'll be like I said, it'll be unique tracks on both of them, similar stories. So I guess it's copycat, but with a twist. And sometimes we know Disney and Universal do these things. Sometimes they have copycats, sometimes they have unique stuff.